Dear friends, welcome to Legal Matters by Shankar Sai Babu. Today, my lecture will be on the defenses to defamation. You all know about defamation, and in Indo also we are discussed in detail even about the online defamation also. As advocates, we must be thorough about the defenses. If at all anybody comes and says that he was involved in the case of defamation, then first of all we have to see whether his case fits into any of the defenses. Because even though you go through section 499 of the Indian Penal Code, there are 7 exceptions. They are all defenses. So of course, since it is a crime, now since we are discussing only the tort law, so let us confine to ourselves the defenses of defamation in tort law. That's all. You know, defense can be taken as a tort law, defamation can be taken as a tort law, defamation can be taken as a civil law, defamation can be filed as a criminal law also. Right? As far as torts are concerned, 5 important defenses you must know. First one is justification/truth. Justification by truth. This is important one because truth will always prevail. Come whatever may. Maybe delay, but truth will always prevail. Second point is a rolled up plea or honest opinion, or in other terms, it's called as rolled up fair comment. This is more important, fair comment, because when you people do something, then definitely there should be somebody to criticize. That is why dissidence is the decency and the democracy. So as per constitution. Now the third one is privilege. Privileges are of 2 types. One is absolute privilege and second one is qualified privilege. Fourth one is consent and the last one is apology. These 5 defenses are more important. So if you get your client's version in any of the defenses, you can come out easily. Now quickly let us have a look at the defenses. Number 1, justification by truth. So truth will always prevail. So please remember, if I tell you case law, Semi Garwal versus T.N. Ramachandran, 1974. What happened is a film by name Siddhartha was taken with Simi Garwal as the heroine. Of course, there are nude photos, nude scenes in the film, and therefore, of course, they could not release it in India. It was released in USA. And her nude photos were published in USA magazines. So T.N. Ramachandran, so he has published her photo with the outline headings. Will India be denied to the original version of the film Siddhartha? So she has gone to the court that this fellow has published her nude photo. But of course, since truth is there, since already it was published in US in newspapers, magazines, it cannot be defamatory. So truth has prevailed. It's a good defense. Second is negative example. Sadanand Desi versus Gajala Mallareddy, I think 2009. So what happened is this Sadanand Desi was an advocate. Of course, there are allegations that he has misbehaved with a woman client. That too, she belongs to a Harijan woman. So he raped her. So many things have come to light. Of course, an FIR was registered against him. Thus, Gajala Mallareddy in his newspaper, he has given the exaggerated colored versions with so many exaggerations. So with actually if it was published as a truth, that means to the extent possible, if he has stuck to the truth, it's okay. But here he has given so many exaggerations and so many deviations, sexual overtones, misrepresentations, so many things he has written. Ultimately, he has stated that this man is misfit to be in the legal fraternity, not accepted. So even though it is a truth, there is some limit. You cannot cross your Lakshman Rekha. Since you have crossed the Lakshman Rekha, you are liable for defamation, not accepted. Second is already told, honest opinion or fair comment. So if yes, there should be some fair comment. Otherwise, it must be a comment in the interest of public. That is also important. It is an opinion rather than fact. That too in the interest of public. So that too, this comment should be fair. It should not be circumventing or it should not be sarcastic. It should not be with the intention of defaming the other body. Then it will be accepted. Normally, so many poets, so many criticizers, so many intellectual people, they take this plea, that is rolled up plea, we call it as, otherwise honest opinion or fair comment. So in the case of Yandamuri Veerendranath versus Muppala Ranganayakama, 1987, you may be knowing, Yandamuri Veerendranath has written beautiful novels. One of them is like Tulsi Dalam. So as a part of actually commenting on that, Mrs. Muppala Ranganayakama, she criticized the novel and also personal life of Yandamuri Veerendranath in a very, very cheap manner. So he filed a case. She claimed the so-called fair comment but not accepted, because if it is against the Tulsi Dalam novel, it's okay. But she has actually virtually criticized his personal life also. Right? Another case is there. So that is Radheshyam Tiwari versus Eknath, 1985. So Radheshyam Tiwari, in Eknath, he has published in his press that Radheshyam Tiwari, who was working as a BDO, he was a corrupt person. He has given so many false caste certificates. He took money, he has given so many things with wild allegations, fake certificates, accepted bribe, all these things. Of course, when this man filed a case, Radheshyam Tiwari filed a case against Eknath. Eknath said he has got solid evidence. Some people have given all the information. But when he was asked to prove to produce the document, he could not prove the same. Therefore, it cannot be honest opinion, and it failed, and he has to pay the fine also. Right? Third, privilege. Privilege is most important. So there are two privileges. What is privilege? A peculiar advantage which the other normal man cannot get. Suppose if you want to go to a film, you have to go there, you have to sit in the queue, you have to stand in the queue, take the ticket, and then only you can go to the movie theater. Suppose if a police officer wants to go, he can straight away go in because of the privilege. Since he is a police officer, his privilege will be there. So it is a peculiar advantage which generally the other persons cannot get beyond the common advantage of the other citizens. So it is two types, absolute privilege and qualified privilege. Absolute privilege means according to Article 105 Clause 2 of the Constitution of India. Whatever happens, whatever people abuse in the parliament or in the assembly, it cannot, because they are totally privileged. That means you cannot publish the same thing. So then second is the so-called qualified privilege. Qualified means by virtue of the relationship. Suppose I am the owner of a shop. While leaving the shop, I will instruct my clerk or I will instruct my agent saying that, Sare Baba, if B comes, you take the money and then only give him the essentials. Otherwise, if I am there, I have to give, because he will not give the money, because his friend, I have to oblige him. I don't think he will pay the money. Therefore, don't spare him. Suppose if the clerk tells him the same thing, he files a case of defamation. No. It cannot be, because you have got the privilege, because he is a bad fellow. Second is the relations between wife and husband. Third one is the relation between an advocate and client. They not be disclosed. Even though they abuse each other, it cannot be defamation. So, as far as absolute privilege is concerned, P.V. Narasimha Rao versus Union of India, JMM bribery case. That is, in that case, so much of things. Sibu Soren, those people, they took money to actually, the no confidence motion was given by BJP people, L.K. Advani, against P.V. Narasimha Rao. So to come out from successfully, he has offered some money. So it has become an issue, but still privilege. Right? So many. Judicial privilege. Rajinder Kaur versus Durga Sahi, 1967. There Durga Sahi stated that the Rajinder Saheli is a criminal, he harbors thieves. So since it is a judicial proceeding, you cannot file a case of defamation. Right? Like last one is, not the least, that is consent. Consent is a very good defense. So if you can say, so many cases are there. So if you say, if you give consent, so many film actresses nowadays, they want some popularity. That's why they consented to give some nonsensical news against them, because they will come into limelight. Otherwise, they will not come into limelight. Likewise, there is another case, Lane versus Applegate, 1815. In that case, Applegate actually tendered apology. And lame, okay, you burned all the papers, I will not do anything. Yes, they burned, but he did not accept. He filed a case, it was taken as a consent. And apology. Apology is the best defense. You may be knowing. That is Arvind Kejriwal versus Arun Jaitley, that Ram Jethmalani versus Supreme. So many cases are there. So apology is the best defense. So best defense. So these are the defenses for the defamation. Please read the case laws and enrich your legal knowledge. With this, we'll stop. Already 10 minutes over. Thank you very much.